right, I think I'm live. Well, everybody, let's see. It is 2021, and boy, I hope we're done with most of the worst of it. So I am going to try my New Year's resolution, which is do a live broadcast every week. I try to produce videos, but for those of you who don't know, for the YouTubers, you probably know, but editing just takes forever, and that's my big bottleneck. I have footage of everything photographed, but I just don't have time to edit it all. In addition, I now have my live monthly Veneer Me Crazy series, which is accessible at Imagine Woodworking. You can go there and sign up for my newsletter and get notices on when that is. But that's the first Sunday of every month, which this is, but we're taking a break this month. But it's basically following the book that I wrote on advanced veneering. And it's just everything you need to know about veneering. It's good for woodworkers too. Did a touch-up and repair, which applies. And then I've also been doing an inlay series. So that alone, those recordings or classes are like 2 hours long, and they take me 8 hours to edit down and what have you. So point is I think I'm just going to try this new format, go live. Every week I'm going to show you sort of what I'm doing. I'm always doing probably a dozen different things here in the shop. I've got commissions and classes and my own sculptural work. And then I like to share a lot of tips and tricks. Every week I'll kind of show something that I think is kind of cool that helps save time. And we'll see if I make it. That's sort of what my intention is here. I've always wanted to do this. Matt Cremona said that's how he started his channel. I interviewed him, a couple of years ago, I guess now. And that was his thing. He said, I'm just going to do it every week, no matter what, come hell or high water. So if you want to see that interview, search through my interviews on the YouTube down below, and you'll see my interview about him. I've been doing these interviews of notable people. I started out doing real sort of famous woodworkers like Wendell Castle and Al Sharp and a whole variety of people. And now I'm also crossing over a little bit to the YouTubers. I did Jimmy DiResta and Matt Cremona. I've got George Vondraska on. I just haven't edited him either. So that's what I'm trying to do here. And let's see if I can go around. I'm going to show you my tip of today. And I've got this sort of gimbal thing, which is kind of cool. So hopefully things will be a little steady. Let me switch. Oh, can I switch over? Yes, I can. Okay, there's my messy shop. So today's tip is if you're a ring maker or maybe pen maker, or just you do these sort of these dispensers. This is a Woodcraft dispenser, which is kind of great. I like them. It's, saves paper and gives you these increments of little bits of sandpaper. The issue is that you tear one of these off. Let's see if I can do this here. So let's drop this down there. So if I tear one of these off, and I'm a frugal kind of guy, I may not use it. So two things. Once, when you tear it off and you don't know what grit this is, and yeah, I kind of put it back in here, but I have enough of medicine here, so I glued these medicine bottles, and now I can sort of put that right in there. So if I'm not using, that's probably almost good to use. Oh, there's a little bit there. So point is that it's a good way of keeping these things organized and saving little bits left over. I also hot glued a magic marker. It seems like I never have access to them. And that's my tip of the day. So I think that's a pretty good solution that I've been fighting with all along. These pieces kick around on the bench, and then I don't know what grit they are. And that's also what this pen is for. If I'm sort of moving around, when I peel a piece off, I would take this, and to be as efficient as I can, I would just go like that, or write a 5. So that is a 5, meaning it's 150, because of a 5, 4, 2, 0, and then here 0 and 600, I have to put a 6 or a 4 or something like that. But point is if these fall around on a bench, I know what grit they are. That's always seems to be a problem, and I can put this here. I like to work as efficient as I can. And for what it's worth, one of the more valuable tools in your shop is a trash can. So that actually I probably should throw away. So for what it's worth, throw that baby away. So a trash can is, when it comes to sanding, is one of the more valuable tools in your shop, especially when it comes to sanding. A lot of people sort of waste their time trying to get every piece of paper out. And again, so I don't know what grit this is. And, that's my problem. Hey, David, how's it going? So I think going live is a good thing. And some other tips. I'm just going to kind of walk around here, and that's what I'm going to do. So if you do a lot of Dremel work, we all have these boxes of bits and stuff. And I went and bought this. I wanted to get a metal one. I couldn't find it. This is sort of like a fishing lure, sort of box. But this really made my life a lot easier. I could keep all my Dremel tools in here and sort everything out. And again, this saves me a lot of time. So it's all about saving a lot of time. I used to have a large shop with 20 guys, and I was really in production work. So this is sort of what makes my life better is trying to save time for that. So what else do I got going here? So I got a commission I'm working on. Let's see. Still learning this little gimbal tool. Here is this is a ring I'm working on. This is a Koa ring and crushed opal. Got two of them here. This is one that's almost ready for polishing. If you can see that. Now focus. Let's see how I can work this camera here. Can you do that? If I touch that, will that focus? Maybe not. No, I guess it's not. Do you do online consultation? Yes, I do. So hey, Bruce. All right, Bruce. I do teach classes to woodworkers and wood turners and what have you. Those are usually group lessons, but I have done consultation and privates and whatnot. Now with the Zoom thing, I haven't done a private lesson via Zoom, but I consult all the time, so people are always asking me little questions. But sure, if you're interested, email me, contact me. We'll work something out. Happy to help everybody out. So let's see what else we got here. Back to this ring. This is kind of a cool thing. Again, my ring station. I find it a lot easier if you have this sort of station. I got a weight on it, and I can put my rings in here and work on it. And I usually put a plastic plate under there to catch all my little bits. So I find that to be sort of kind of cool. I got plans for this, and I just finished writing my, I wouldn't say it's a book, pamphlet. I guess it's a book on how to make inlaid rings. And in this particular case, even though I top finish with Glue Boost, I'm using a Solarez UV resin. So if you don't know about UV resins, this is really, really cool stuff. It's a doming resin. So when you brush this on, it stays liquid until you hit it with sunlight or a UV flashlight. So if you haven't worked with UV resin, boy, that's really, really cool stuff. It keeps me working, because if you work with CA glue, you have to sort of wait for it to cure and dry, and it's not a good idea to use the accelerator because that can blush or bloom it. So yeah, UV resin, that's kind of cool. Getting back to this, if you just keep checking, I'll probably make an announcement when I have that book. It's going to be a free book and plans and the whole process. I got plans to how to make this thing. Not that it's a big design process, but I'm slowly improving the process. Little taped on cup here, and I make ring toothpick holders up here, little things like that just make life a lot easier. So what else do I got going on? We'll go over to the shop. So this is my studio here for my classes. I've been teaching classes all year now, I guess, all over the country, to 4 continents and 26 countries. That's been kind of cool. Got a green screen that I just sort of put up, keep going bigger, and I got 5 cameras set up, so that's kind of fun. But what else I got going on? Here's another UV oven. I've been doing larger pieces. This is what ladies use to cure their fingernails. So here's a sculptural piece that I'm working on. It's kind of fun, and that has a opal inlay edge. And if you're doing opal on curved surfaces, how do you kind of cure or hold the resin in place? So this is called pattern wax. So this is really thin wax that's got stickiness on one corner, and you can stick it. This one kind of came undone, but you can stick it in place. It'll bend around compound curves, and now I can dribble my UV resin and opal in there, and then I can hit it with a flashlight, or in this case, I'm just putting it in the UV oven. and that sort of cures that. So you can see sort of that ring there, and it's translucent. And what I will be doing is then gold leafing the back of that, so it'll have a nice gold background. So that's sort of what's going on here. And this is some burled walnut that I'm working with. My next Veneer Me Crazy class is going to be on radial matching. So that's sort of what this is all about. Let me kind of show you this here. So, hey, Bruce. All right. So when you're working with radial matching, I use mirrors to see what pattern I want to play with. So let's move you over here. So by looking into the mirrors, see, I can move this around, and it's like a kaleidoscope, and you can kind of figure out what your pattern's going to be. And that's how you kind of start with a radial pattern. And you know, I kind of play with that. But we're going to be covering all that next month on my Veneer Me Crazy class. So let's see. I'm not really sure how long I want to go for, but let's see. I'm going to kind of give you a tour. You know, I've never really given a shop tour of everything. And as I said, I used to have a 10,000 square foot shop, and we moved into the hills, the Finger Lakes. Got a beautiful little slice of heaven here. I'll give a tour around the property some other time. I got a sculpture garden and what have you. But point is, I had to cram everything into my shop. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bay building, but I only have sort of 3 bays that are sort of heated. This is the main the bay here, and now I've got my studio for teaching every week. I have propane, but I do a lot of heating with wood. Got a wood heater there. And let's kind of go around, and I will switch this, turn on some lights. Equipment. So we've got a sliding table saw, and that's a Grizzly. It's a 60-inch sliding table saw. I absolutely love this. I used to have a 10-foot hydro and just couldn't fit it into the shop, so I sold that, and I got this. It's great. You can cross-cut a 4x8 sheet of plywood, and you're good to go. This is a commission I'm working on right now. It's a bedroom set. I'll review that next week. Table saw. This is my turning area over here. Got a couple lathes. I got a one-way and a Rikon. This is my travel lathe. And that's that. Let's kind of keep going around here. Edge sander. And then we've got my joiner and planer. Everything's on wheels. And I am in the process of putting in a new dust collection. So we will show you what that's about when I get into that. Let's go on the other side here. So now this is my sort of veneering area. I've got a rolling table. This is another tip, 2 tips of the day. So for those who you remember, in the olden days, when you went shopping with your mother, they would put all your groceries in a little bin and roll it on these tracks here, and it'd roll the bin out, and you drive up and they would load it. I don't think I've seen that in probably 40 years. But in any event, I found 2 of those, and I have this on this whole platen. That's a 4x8 platen, and my veneer bag is down there. So I can simply roll a whole sheet in by myself, and that works really well. And what else do we have? So I got a mini lathe over here, ShotBot, a CNC handy bot. This is a great little unit. And the best part about it is it's got an open bottom. So if you're doing sort of butterfly inlays on a large dining room table or something like that, that works really well. Lots of fun things to look at here. There's my marquetry. I got a 32-inch Somerville. So, hey, Jay Davis, all right. Didn't know you were doing this today. Just happened to stop. Yeah, I didn't know either. So, as I mentioned, I'm not doing Veneer Me Crazy this month. I'm taking it off, and I'm going to do, I think, weekly shop tours with tips and tricks. So that's sort of what this is about. We'll show outside really quick here. I'm just giving a brief shop tour. So there's our backyard. I don't know if you can see the sculptures. Probably not. We'll have to take you outside another time. But let's see. Spindle sander, chop box, this sander, another metal bandsaw. This is my 32 millimeter system. If you guys don't know about that, I'll probably be teaching that. I do teach that, and I'll do a course on that. And what this is all about, I've been doing a lot of fiberglass work. So I kind of close my spray room off and can keep the stink in here. And we're making bronze coated fiberglass parts. So let's so this is sort of a fiberglass part here. It's actually fiberglass, but it has a bronze coating. I don't know if you can see there's a metal coating on there that buffs up a little patina. Here's a silicone mold, and we just delivered a bunch of those. So this is sort of my pseudo spray room for now. Whoa, going the wrong way. I'm actually going to be where that wall is. I'm going to be blowing that out and putting my real metal spray booth. I got a 10 by 10 spray booth that will go through that, and then this room will be a prep room, if you will. So let's keep going on the shop tour while we're doing this shop tour. I've never wanted to do. I always wanted to do one of these. So this is sort of my welding area, and I've got additional storage up below there. And let's get over the welding area here. So that's sort of what I've got here. And I got sliding doors going out to the side with an anvil and everything else outside. And I am right in the middle of installing a new Oneida, I think Supermax dust collection system. So that's what all this boxes and stuff are for. And there's my fastener collection. And then these are all my classes. So for those who've been watching the classes, I hope you can appreciate it. It takes me 3 or 4 days to sort of set up a class, but now I've got all my classes sort of organized, and there's radial box and sand shading and string inlay and chessboard, compound veneering, and all that. So I can do a course on a moment's notice. And there's my other miscellaneous tools down here. I got a shaper with a power feeder on it and a boring machine. And my forklift, which is an elevator for upstairs. So I might as well take you upstairs while we're at it. And we will come around here. So Greg Zaneta, a good friend of mine from Chicago, came out and helped me build this addition. So I don't know if you can appreciate the addition here. You can probably look in the far line. You see this? That's what the old roof line was. So this is sort of a shed building, and then we took that off, raised the roof up, and put this this 30 by 30 building on the back. And that took us 2 weeks, believe it or not. So back again. So this is my store. I've got all my veneer and just lots of miscellaneous stuff up here. You can have enough room. And these are projects that have to be worked on. You see those mid-century modern chairs over there. They've got to be refinished and what have you. Another veneering cutting table. Well, that's sort of a general shop tour. We will kind of break this up and talk about the outside of my shop later. So then we come back in here, back into the Bay 1. Well, I hope that was somewhat interesting and you learned a little bit, some tips. As I said, I'm going to really try doing this every it's just organizing communication with future reference. Okay, yeah, so we are going to, please do a marquetry table project. Yep, we're going to do a marquetry one. We might even do it next after the radial veneer project. I'm sort of kind of following my book, but in my book I don't do the marketing book, but I will be covering that. Am I still using the Shaper Origin Yeah, Shaper Origin is a great, great handheld CNC. So for small shops and making jigs and whatnot, I mean, granted, you got to hold it, you just can't press the button and walk away. But there is unlimited size. So if you want to do a 12-foot conference table or arc or inlay or whatnot, it's great. Even Andy Berkey, he did it on the ceiling. It's a really great tool. I did a tool review of the Shaper Origin. So again, look at my YouTube channel and you can check that out. I reviewed that. So that was really great. So I think that's it. How long is this going? 20 minutes? Yeah, that's good. I don't want to bore you too much. The bills are gone. So in another 5 minutes, better go. Go Bills! They're going all the way. Yeah, that's it. So thanks again for watching. Please sign in or subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And if you want to get notices when my Veneer Me Crazy or any of my other classes are going on, go to ImagineWoodworking.com. You can the date for the next Veneer Me Crazy is the next Sunday. I don't know what the date is, but it's the next month's February, the first Sunday of every month at noon. So that's when Veneer Me Crazy. So Mark, just check out that. We haven't scheduled it yet, or we've scheduled a date, but it's not on the site yet. So just stay tuned. We've created a Zoom link, and now we're just kind of working out the copy and some images and all that. But we will be doing that next month. So Veneer Me Crazy for sure. And as I said, I'm going to try doing this. I don't know if this is going to be an every Sunday thing or whatever, but I really want to do sort of a live feed and keep in touch with everybody on what I've been doing. As I said, I've got a zillion projects going on, and everybody's always asking me about it. So I thought it might be kind of fun to do this format, and then I don't have to edit. So where was I? Woo! I was talking about ImagineWoodworking.com. If you go there, you can sign up for my free newsletter. It's just a design, short and sweet newsletter. Just on things to think about when you're designing a piece, any kind of piece, not even woodworking, just if you're into any sort of craft, how to get your thinking outside the box, if you will. So that's ImagineWoodworking.com, and on that landing page, it also has access to all my courses. But when you subscribe up to that newsletter, that's the platform I use to send out announcements and what have you. So there you go. I hope everybody had a great new year. We're getting through this. I still going to be a little while to kind of until I get back on the road again, but we are scheduling for 2021, and hopefully I can get to see some people out. I am teaching at Mark Adams School of Woodworking and scheduled for the Chippendale School of Furniture in Scotland, and working on some other overseas gigs and some regional or national shows. So hopefully I'll be out and get to meet everybody when you're in that area. So thanks again for watching, everybody. Stay safe, wear your mask, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye. Now, how do I close this thing? Press that. Sure you want to cancel stop streaming? Yes, okay.